She claimed she was pregnant with my miracle baby, but she didn't knew I was sterile. I played along. At the baby shower with both our families, I handed her the paternity test results I'd secretly done. The father was my own best man, standing right beside me, and then, I, 31 male, found out 8 weeks ago that my fiancée Bethany, 29, is pregnant. Should have been the happiest day of my life, right? Except for one small detail. I've been sterile since a botched surgery when I was 19. 0 sperm count, confirmed by multiple tests over the years. But I didn't say anything. I just smiled and played along. We'd been together 3 years, engaged for 6 months, wedding planned for next spring. Bethany always talked about wanting kids, and I'd been honest from day one about my condition. She said it didn't matter. We'd adopt or use a donor when we were ready. Guess she got tired of waiting. When she showed me the pregnancy test that Tuesday morning, tears streaming down her face, calling it our miracle baby, I just hugged her and said, "That's amazing, honey." The Oscar goes to me, I guess. Inside, my whole world was collapsing, but I kept it together. Had to know the truth first. The obvious suspect was my best friend since college, Trevor, 30M. He'd been my best man to be, always hanging around our place, helping with wedding stuff. Bethany and him were always laughing at inside jokes, texting about wedding surprises. I'd been an idiot thinking it was innocent. So I played the excited father-to-be. Posted on social media, told both our families, planned the whole works. Bethany was over the moon, showing off ultrasound pics, picking out nursery colors. Her mom, Judith, literally cried tears of joy about her first grandchild. My parents started buying baby clothes immediately. Meanwhile, I was planning. See, Bethany's sister Meredith works at a medical lab. She's always been cool with me, and when I privately asked if she could run a prenatal paternity test just to have documentation for medical history, she didn't question it. Got a sample from Trevor easy enough. Beer bottle at my place during game night. The test would take a few weeks. Bethany wanted a huge baby shower. Co-ed, both families, all our friends. She sent out invitations to like 60 people. The date got set for this past Saturday. Pink and blue decorations, games, the whole Pinterest explosion. She spent weeks planning every detail. The paternity results came back Thursday, 2 days before the shower. Trevor, 99.97% probability. I sat at my car for an hour after opening that email, just staring at it. Then I made some calls, changed some plans, and waited for Saturday. Update 1: Saturday arrived. The country club venue Bethany picked was packed. Both sets of parents, all 4 grandparents, cousins, coworkers, college friends, everyone was there. Bethany looked radiant in this flowing white dress, the irony, practically glowing as she opened gift after gift. Trevor stood next to me the whole time, clapping me on the back, calling me daddy, and making jokes about teaching my kid to throw a football. About an hour in, after the stupid diaper game and right before cake, I clinked my glass for a toast. Everyone quieted down. "I want to thank everyone for being here," I started, voice steady. "This is such a special day. Bethany and I have an announcement." Bethany was beaming, probably thinking I'd planned some cute surprise. Trevor was recording on his phone. "As you all know, I've been sterile since I was 19. 0 sperm count, verified by multiple doctors." The smile started faltering. Bethany's face went white. So imagine my surprise when Bethany announced her pregnancy 8 weeks ago. I pulled out the printed test results. But modern medicine is amazing. They can test paternity before birth now, and the results are in. Dead silence. You could hear someone's ice shifting in their drink. "Congratulations, Trevor. It's yours. 99.97% match." The explosion was immediate. Judith started screaming. My mom grabbed the results from my hand. Trevor dropped his phone. Bethany just stood there, mouth opening and closing like a fish. "You knew?" Trevor's girlfriend Denise, 28F, who nobody had noticed in the corner, shrieked at him. "You told me you'd never cheat." Trevor tried to run. Literally tried to bolt for the door, but Denise grabbed a centerpiece vase and hurled it at his head. Missed, but it shattered against the wall. Country club staff came running. Bethany finally found her voice. "Ben, please, I can explain." "Explain what?" "The miracle," I asked. "How you've been sleeping with my best friend while planning our wedding? While I was paying for everything? While telling me you loved me every single day?" Her dad stood up, face purple with rage, but not at me, at her. Bethany Marie, is this true? She broke down sobbing, ugly crying, mascara everywhere. It just happened. We didn't mean to. For how long? Denise screamed, being held back by 2 cousins now. Trevor, cornered by the exit, finally broke. 4 months. 4 months. My brother grabbed my shoulder, thinking I might swing at Trevor. But I was calm, weirdly calm. I just looked at the room full of people holding baby gifts and said, keep the presents, they'll need them, I'm done here. Walked out to the sound of Judith wailing, Bethany calling my name, and what sounded like Denise breaking another vase. Update 2. So it's been 5 days since the shower, and holy shit has the drama escalated. Buckle up. First, Bethany. She showed up at my apartment Sunday morning, pounding on the door at 6 a.m. Still in the same dress from the shower, walk of shame vibes off the charts. Ben, please. You humiliated me. How could you do that in front of everyone? I laughed. Actually laughed. I humiliated you? You could have talked to me privately. We could have worked this out. But you had to make a scene. Worked it out? You mean continue pretending Trevor's baby is mine? And here's where it gets good. She actually said with a straight face, you said you wanted kids. This was our chance. Trevor means nothing. It was just physical. The baby would have been ours. The entitlement, the absolute audacity. Get out. This is pregnancy hormones. You can't kick out a pregnant woman. I have rights. Not to my apartment. Your name isn't on the lease. Leave or I call the cops. She left, but not before screaming that I'd regret this, and she'd take me for everything. Then Monday, I get a call from HR at my job. Bethany had called them claiming I was harassing a pregnant woman and creating a hostile situation that endangered her pregnancy. She actually tried to get me fired. Fortunately, my boss was at the shower. I'd invited the whole office to witness the drama, unknowingly. He shut that down real quick and told HR it was a personal matter where I was the wronged party. But she wasn't done. Tuesday, I start getting texts from numbers I don't recognize. You're a monster for abandoning a pregnant woman. Real men raise kids regardless of DNA. She chose you to be the father. That matters more than biology. Turns out Bethany made a TikTok. A TikTok. Crying about how her narcissistic ex exposed her mistake at her baby shower, and now she's a struggling single mom-to-be. She conveniently left out the whole cheating with best friend part. It got 200K views before someone who was at the shower commented with the real story. Then came Trevor. This absolute walnut actually texted me, bro, we need to talk. This isn't how brothers handle things. Brothers. I didn't respond, but he kept going. It meant nothing. You know, Bethany came on to me. I was drunk. Don't throw away our friendship over some chick. Then the kicker. Besides, you can't have kids anyway. I was doing you a favor. I screenshot everything. Posted it on my Instagram story with just the caption, a favor apparently. His mom called me within an hour, crying, apologizing for raising such a disappointment. But the nuclear option came Wednesday. Bethany's parents reached out. Not to apologize. No, Judith wanted to discuss child support arrangements since I was abandoning my fiancé. She actually said, and I quote, a real man would step up regardless of the situation. That baby needs a father and you've been preparing to be one. I sent back one text. Trevor's contact info attached. Best of luck. Judith then threatens legal action for emotional damages and breach of promise since we were engaged. She claimed I had a financial obligation to the child since I'd known about Bethany's pregnancy for 8 weeks and didn't immediately contest it. That's when I played my ace. See, I'd been recording conversations, legal in my state with single-party consent, including one from 3 weeks ago where Bethany explicitly told her sister on speaker while I was in the bathroom but actually recording that she knew the baby was Trevor's, but Ben will never find out. And he'll be such a good dad. Better than Trevor anyway. Sent that to Judith. Radio silence since. Update 3. Yesterday was supposed to be my wedding day. Yeah, we'd optimistically booked a venue for a small winter ceremony before the baby arrived. Instead of exchanging vows, I was exchanging legal documents. But first, Thursday's extinction burst from Bethany was something else. She went full psycho. Created a fake pregnancy complication scare, posted all over social media that the stress from the shower caused bleeding, and she was fighting for her miracle baby's life. Even checked herself into the ER. Her friend group started a GoFundMe. Help Bethany save her miracle baby. They raised $3,000 in 6 hours. The description painted me as an abusive ex who publicly humiliated a pregnant woman and caused medical complications. No mention of Trevor, cheating, nothing. I was getting death threats in my DMs. Someone spray-painted "baby killer" on my car. My elderly neighbor asked if I was that terrible man from the internet. But Bethany made a crucial mistake. She listed Trevor as her emergency contact at the hospital. When they called him, he panicked and called me, blubbering about how he couldn't handle this and wasn't ready to be a dad, and could I please just take her back. I recorded that call too. Then I did something petty. Maybe too petty, but I was done. I called the hospital as a concerned friend and informed them about the GoFundMe, suggesting they verify if any actual medical emergency existed that would justify fundraising. Turns out, lying about medical conditions for money is fraud. Who knew? The hospital found no complications. She'd gone in for anxiety and was discharged within 2 hours. They contacted GoFundMe. The page got yanked. The $3,000 had to be refunded. Bethany got banned from the platform. Then came Friday. The day before our would-be wedding, Bethany's final play. She shows up at my parents' house, my parents, with Trevor, and both sets of parents. An intervention. Mom called me, whispering from the bathroom. "They're all here. Bethany's saying you two can work it out for the baby. Should I call the police?" "No, I'm coming." I grabbed my folder of evidence and drove over, walked into my parents' living room to find Bethany in a maternity dress, at barely 11 weeks, mind you, holding Trevor's hand surrounded by parents. Judith started, "Benjamin, this has gone far enough. Bethany's made a mistake, but she's carrying a child, your child in every way that matters." Trevor's agreed to step aside. Trevor nodded like a bobblehead. "Yeah man, I'll disappear. Move away even. You two can raise it." My dad, bless him, finally spoke. "Are you all insane?" But Bethany had her speech ready. "Ben, I love you. The baby just happened, but we can make this work. Lots of couples use donors. This is no different. Except the donor was my best friend, who you were actively sleeping with while planning our wedding. It was a mistake. Haven't you ever made a mistake?" I pulled out my phone. "Let me check. Nope, never accidentally slept with your best friend for 4 months while engaged to you." Then I dropped the bomb. "Also, Bethany, you should know, Trevor's been texting Denise this whole week, begging her to take him back. He's shown her all your texts about how you trapped him and how the baby was an accident that ruined everything. He's been calling you crazy and clingy to anyone who'll listen." Trevor went pale. I didn't." Bethany turned on him. "What?" And they started fighting. Right there in my parents' living room. She slapped him. He called her psycho. She screamed about him ruining her life. He yelled back that she ruined her own life by not being careful. The parents separated them. Judith was crying. Trevor's mom looked like she wanted to disappear into the floor. My parents just sat there, watching like it was a soap opera. Finally, when everyone calmed down, I stood up. "Here's what's gonna happen. I'm done with both of you. Bethany, we're over. Trevor, we're done. You two figure out your baby situation. I've already given my lawyer all the evidence of fraud, harassment, and defamation. If any of you contact me again, I'm filing restraining orders. If anyone posts one more lie online, I'm suing for defamation. I'm done." Bethany tried one more manipulation. "Ben, please, I'm pregnant and alone. You're pregnant with Trevor's baby, and based on this intervention, you're far from alone. You've got 2 families here. Figure it out." I left. Haven't heard from any of them since except one text from my mom. "That was better than our wedding would have been anyway. Dad and I are proud of you." Final update. It's been 3 weeks. The would-be wedding day passed. I spent it at a bar with my brothers and the friends who had my back, toasting to dodged bullets. The fallout has been interesting. Bethany and Trevor are together now, according to social media. Moved into his mom's basement. The romantic posts are hilarious, trying so hard to seem happy while clearly miserable. Her captions are all about new beginnings and everything happens for a reason. His are just baby emojis and look like hostage statements. The fraud investigation is ongoing. Bethany had to pay back the GoFundMe money immediately and might face charges. Judith called my mom begging me to drop it, but I'm not involved. GoFundMe pressed charges themselves. Denise, Trevor's ex, reached out to thank me. She got tested and thankfully was clean. Trevor, that walking petri dish, gave Bethany chlamydia 2 months ago. She's thriving. Actually started dating some lawyer she met at the gym. Living her best life. Meredith, Bethany's sister who did the paternity test, is still cool with me. She actually apologized for her family and said she never liked Trevor anyway. Said Bethany's been unbearable. Acting like she's the victim while posting Instagram stories from Trevor's mom's basement, trying to make her life look glamorous. Spoiler, it doesn't. My favorite update. Trevor's mom kicked them out last week. Apparently, Bethany kept complaining about the basement being not suitable for a baby and demanding renovations. His mom told them to find their own place. They're currently at Judith's, but Judith's already posting passive-aggressive Facebook statuses about some people need to grow up and take responsibility. As for me, I'm good. Better than good, actually. Sold the engagement ring, used the money for a sick home theater setup. Got a promotion at work. Turns out my boss was so impressed with how I handled the situation, he fast-tracked me for management. Started seeing someone new. Amy, a teacher who thinks the whole story is wild, but appreciates a man who knows his worth. The best part? Last night, I got a DM from Trevor's cousin, who was team me from the start. Apparently, at Bethany's latest OB appointment, the doctor mentioned the baby's measurements suggest conception was closer to 5 months ago, not 4. Which means she was cheating before she even said yes to my proposal. They're now fighting about whether she cheated on him too. Karma's a beautiful thing. Do I regret the public reveal? Nah. They made their choices in private. I just brought it to light. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Plus, that baby shower story is already legendary in our friend group. My brother's girlfriend literally asks me to tell it at every party. To everyone asking if I feel bad for the baby, honestly, the kid's better off without me being a reluctant father living a lie. Trevor and Bethany wanted to play house with their choices. Now they get to live with them. That child deserves truth, not whatever fairy tale Bethany was trying to orchestrate. Thanks for following this insane journey. I'm gonna go live my best Trevor and Bethany free life now. P.S. Bethany, if you're reading this, and I know you are because Meredith says you're obsessed with finding my posts, Trevor's been on Tinder. Saw him myself, active 2 days ago. Good luck with that new beginning, LMAO.